Every evening, 5 old friends sat on the same park bench, watching kids play, sharing old stories, and laughing like they were still those same reckless, mischievous school kids. The bench club, as they called themselves, had one rule: no talks about medical reports or back pain complaints. Only school memories were allowed. That evening, Raghav, the storyteller of the group, smirked. "You all remember that day when I became a hero?" Aaron raised an eyebrow. "Wild guess. This is about the bell incident, right?" Mina smirked. "Oh yes, the heroic act where you saved the school. But let's not forget, you were actually trying to escape a math test." Ramesh chuckled. "A genius in the art of cheating." Raghav placed a hand on his heart. "Why do you all hate a good story? Fine, let me correct the records." He leaned forward, eyes twinkling with mischief. It was the summer of 1965. The weather was hot. The teachers were mean, and I was in deep trouble. Mina interrupted and, "When were you not in deep trouble?" Raghav ignored her. "I had exactly 1 hour before my final math test. The problem? I had spent the whole semester passing notes to Naina instead of solving equations." Mina sighed. "Ah, young love and stupidity." Raghav grinned. What to do? She had the prettiest smile in class. And when she tucked her hair behind her ear, I forgot the difference between addition and algebra. Aaron whistled. "So what did you do? Confess your love or your incompetence?" "Neither," Raghav said proudly. "I came up with a brilliant plan. If the school bell rang early, the test would get canceled." Ramesh laughed. "Of course, your solution to everything, cheat creatively." "Exactly," Raghav continued. "So, I made a deal with little Bittu, the peon's son. In exchange for my cricket bat, he would sneak into the bell room and ring it 30 minutes early." Mina shook her head. "And you thought this plan would actually work?" "Oh, it worked too well." Raghav smirked. "The bell rang loud and clear. Students cheered, teachers panicked, and I sat there grinning. Until the principal walked in. Suresh gasped. "Caught?" Raghav nodded. He stormed in, face red with fury. "Who rang the bell?" he roared. Everyone went silent. Even the ceiling fan stopped spinning in fear. Aaron laughed. "So what did you do?" Raghav smiled. "I did what any good friend would do. I looked at Ramesh." Ramesh's jaw dropped. "You blamed me?" "Oh, I didn't just blame you. I gave a heart-touching speech about how you were under so much exam pressure that you mistook the clock's hand and rang the bell by accident. I even shed a fake tear." The entire bench burst into laughter. Suresh wiped his eyes. "And what happened next?" Raghav shrugged. The principal sighed and said, "Ramesh, this is the 3rd time this month. Go sit in detention." And just like that, I walked free. Ramesh threw up his hands. "You are unbelievable. And to think I helped you cheat on that history exam once," and then Raghav patted his shoulder. "That's what friends are for." Mina giggled. "And what about Naina? Did she ever find out?" Raghav sighed dramatically. "Ah, my first love. Turns out she had a crush on the school topper. She wanted help with math, not love letters." Aaron laughed. "Oh, the irony." Suddenly, the real school bell rang in the distance, signaling the end of the day for the children nearby. The 5 of them sat in silence, listening. Raghav smiled softly. Funny, isn't it? Back then, the bell meant freedom. It meant running out of class, rushing to the canteen, or escaping an exam. It meant playing under the sun, sharing tiffins, passing love notes, and getting punished together. Aaron nodded. And now the bell rings and they all pull out their phones instead of talking to each other. Mina sighed. Back then, we lived every second. Now, kids record every second, but do they live it? Ramesh chuckled, and we thought our biggest problems were exams and stolen samosas. Look at us now, worried about cholesterol and bank statements. Suresh shook his head. If only we knew back then how priceless those school days were. Raghav smiled. Maybe that's why we're still sitting here, trying to hear the echoes of a time that slipped away too fast. No one spoke. They didn't need to. Because some moments, like first love and stolen glances, old friendships, and the sound of the school bell, never truly leave.